Hello and welcome to this week's lesson on breathing from the Unconventional Man. So we're still early in our learning process and we are practicing using the breath in different ways. What we're focusing on first is the art of inhaling. So I know these are still new and we're learning how to follow and we're learning how to deliver in the best way. So we're listening to your feedback. So please continue to give me feedback on what you like, what you don't like, how I can improve this. But this is where we are based on the progress so far. So this first little thing we're gonna do is talk about what I want you to focus on while you're practicing your breathing. So the art of breathing requires concentration and requires focus. And the minute you try to focus on something on the inside, your brain is going to go screwy and start to try to distract you and talk to you, and everything that you've been thinking about is going to come to the forefront at that moment in time. And so part of learning how to breathe, in learning how to focus on your breath and learning how to concentrate on doing less of something, that's the art of breathing. So we both know breathing has essentially two parts, the inhale and the exhale. And the inhale, where we're focused on today, that is the work. That is the good work. An inhale is like creating tension inside your body. It's literally like, you wake up in the morning and you want to stretch your muscles, and you see how that stretching action is a flex, a contraction of sorts. It's a lengthening of your body. That's what an inhale is. So an inhale is from the inside, your diaphragm, pulling down on the muscles that are your diaphragm and creating this vacuum effect inside your body. And in this vacuum effect, because now there is space available, air rushes in to fill the spaces. And so you are going to practice getting stronger at the muscles to increase that inhale. You're going to follow that with focusing on the areas in the rib cage that need to relax, the parts that need to make length, the parts that need to create space for your inhale to be bigger. If we think about what breathing is, the whole purpose of breathing is to take oxygen in. You can't control what percentage of oxygen is in the air, but you can control how much of that oxygen you take in with each breath. And the more oxygen you take in with each breath, the more is available to your body, and oxygen has innumerable effects for your health and your mindset and a lot of different things. So to be a good breather, you must learn how to get a big inhale, to take a big bite out of the oxygen around you. So that's what we're going to focus on doing right now. So I'm going to do a few breaths and then talk to you about what's happening inside those breaths. And this is the workshop portion. And then towards the end, I'm going to stop and do the challenge that you guys need to do so you guys can see it live. We were talking about this with the team. Is this the best way? I know not everybody's going to totally benefit from watching somebody breathe. I'm going to voice over that so you guys can hear how I would cue you if you were the one breathing, but also to see somebody sit still and to see the fidgeting that actually happens when you're practicing breathing. I'm hoping that that's going to give you guys an overall image, not just of why am I doing this, but that it's okay to not feel like you're doing it right. In fact, that's probably going to be exactly what you feel like, that it's odd, that it's different, that it's weird, that it's a bit unconventional. And that's kind of the point. You need to be okay with that. You need to be okay with the distractions that are going to happen with your mind. You will get distracted. You will not be able to focus on all 10. It will be work. You will feel frustrated. You will feel like you're doing it wrong. And if you are feeling any and all of those things, then you are exactly in the right place when you're learning how to breathe. Okay, so that's the exhale. You're relaxing. Okay, so I am sitting on our trusty trigger point roller, and that's a really great thing to sit on because it gives me like space. I can roll forward, I can shift a little bit, and it's the right height. And remember, we want to get our hips above our knees, and we're trying to sit as straight as we can. So what straight sitting will feel like is almost like you're leaning backwards a little bit. The key thing to know when you are feel like you're straight, your head will feel like it's in line with your butt, the back of your head, and the top of your head is going to feel like you're pushing up into the ceiling. Sometimes you'll hear me say this cue like you're holding a set of champagne glasses up top. So in the inhale, because we are lengthening, one of the key things you want to feel for when you're doing an inhale drill is you want to feel your lungs, the space in your rib cage get bigger. So you might see me in this drill be, more hunched over. You might feel a little hunched over in the beginning, and then by the time you get to breath number 5, you feel like, oh, wait a minute, I got more space here in my ribs. And so you take that space and you sit up a little bit taller, and maybe you make an adjustment, and then you go into your next set of breaths, right? So that's how it's going to work. So your setup is hips above your knees, and you're going to sit on a block or a blanket or something that has you up, and you're going to be nice and tall. So that's our first step in the setup. The breathing action that we're going to work on is going to be gradual increasing of the length of each breath. So we may start with 1, 2, 3, just a little pause at the top, and then just let it fall out. And the next one would be 1, 2, 3, and a bit, and then let it fall out. And the next one would be 1, 2, 3, and a bit more, and then you let it all out. And you're going to keep doing that in sets of 5. So every 5 reps, you're going to feel more space in the low ribs. And then you're going to get up taller, and then you're going to try it again, and you're going to see if you can feel more space through the middle ribs. And then you're going to relax, and then we shake it out, and then you're going to do it again, and you're going to see if you can feel more space up into the upper ribs. There is technically no limit to how much you can inhale, how hard you can pull. If you pull hard enough, you'll actually feel like you're really stretching on the edges of the muscles, and that's good. That's exactly what I want you guys to do. Okay, so that's enough information today on the inhale. So I'm going to practice myself so you guys have some pacing. I'm going to do 5 breaths and then do a shift, and then do 5 breaths and then do a shift. And then the voiceover will kind of guide you guys through what you guys want to be thinking about while you're trying that thing yourself. So, if you're ready, I'm ready. so that was 2 sets of 5. I mean, that was maybe 2 minutes of breathing right there. And things I was realizing I want to share as we were going through that is I want you to feel the wave of each breath. So, like, try to build momentum as you're doing it. So, your first breath, you'll feel it come in, and then you let it come out. And the next one, you're going to feel like you can pull harder, and you let it come back out. And just try to ride that momentum and don't get caught up in the thoughts. Like, if there's something you want to think about what you're really feeling on the inside. Think about the lungs expanding, focus on that, and that'll be a great way for you guys to get ready to get good at this breathing thing. So that's your lesson on breathing for today. We're going to close this video off, and we will see you next week. Have a great one.